Well, g'day, it's Jono Brake here with another round of Monday Myth Check, and I'm coming to you today from downtown Manila in the Philippines. We've just spent a couple of days just relaxing, flying back to America tomorrow, ready to get back into it again. And it's been a wonderful kind of 10 days here, working with different business crowds and hanging out with leaders and so forth. So it's been a really valuable time. So this is another round of Monday Myth Check, and today we're going to talk about the fact we've been following this coaching theme, and we're going to talk about today that coaching only happens in scheduled sessions. Now, I get the fact that we might have some scheduled sessions like performance reviews, meetings and so forth, where coaching is brought to bear. But that's the whole point, right? If you just have scheduled times for your coaching, then you're kind of creating this atmosphere where coaching is this set apart idea that doesn't happen in your day-to-day leadership. And one of the things that I'm really excited to do with all the leaders I work with is to help them understand that they can develop coaching skills that can happen in every single moment. So if we just think coaching happens in scheduled moments, then what happens when something just happens at a random time? Maybe we sort of look at it differently and say, well, that's a disciplinary activity, or that's correction rather than coaching. Okay, I get it. That could be possible. I think the other thing is we tend to then say, well, coaching isn't a lifestyle of leaders. And I believe it is. And so I think it should be treated that way. I think coaching techniques and that they can be amazing in terms of helping leaders ask better questions, to really explore things. I think the other part of it too is if I set apart coaching and if I have a poor view of coaching, right? So coaching is correction, coaching is fixing things, coaching is the stuff I do when somebody does something wrong, then as soon as we get into that coaching space, which is supposed to be really life-giving, it's supposed to really help somebody get somewhere in their journey, then they're going to see this as a negative thing, particularly if you put it on their calendar or you said, hey, we need to catch up for a coaching, and they're going to sit there going, oh no, they're going to worry about it. So I guess what I'm trying to get across here, when we start to think about the idea of coaching, and coaching in the context of just understanding it as a discipline, is very much about helping, we'll call them the client. We've talked about this before, but this could be a team member, this could be a friend, it could be a spouse, it could be careful with your spouse, it could be anyone. I mean, obviously, someone in business. When we talk about coaching someone, what we're doing is we're trying to help them unpack a journey that makes sense to them. Now, it might be something we need them to achieve. So there may be an equipping that goes on. There might be some training. It might be something a little deeper. For example, they need some counseling or some professional support to be able to work through some mindset issues, for example, although coaching can solve and help with a lot of mindset issues. But there are some deeper things that go on in people's worlds, whatever it is. So the idea is that when we start to think about coaching is very much about helping someone unpack a journey that allows them to consistently step forward. So coaching sessions should lead us to forward actions that have positive outcomes so it makes sense that this is a great leadership discipline in all of what we do as leaders. Right? We should be wanting to really serve our team members, our businesses, the people around us, our families, and wanting them to step forward in what makes sense to them. So when we think about coaching, I want us to think about coaching as this forward step discipline that is so important in the way we lead and so empowering too. Too much of what we bring is just correction and discipline and so forth. So I want you to think about, so how can you coach? You coach by asking questions. You coach by wanting to help people step forward. Maybe sometimes their step forward is actually not with you anymore. We've talked about coaching up versus coaching out. But at the end of the day, I want you to think about coaching as a forward step. So we can look at models where we look at where the person's at, we look at the options they have, we start to think about what is the way forward for them, all those sorts of things. What goals are they trying to get after? And we do have some frameworks to actually train people to coach. But I want you to think about this idea of coaching is something that I can bring in every interaction, every day. And what I want you to think about this week is how can I be more curious in the conversations that I have, rather than just bringing the discipline or the counter view or whatever. How can I ask questions to really help these people unpack what's important to them, and then maybe even find out something that would be good for me too. Anyway, there's something to think about today. Coaching only happens in scheduled sessions. That is a myth. We really need to think about coaching as a leadership discipline and a great way of helping people step forward in their journey. I'm Jono Brake. As always, enjoy the journey.